What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pod Scum. I am, of course, your host, Reckless Rexx Ruger. That's the Freddie Mercury puppet. We're back with another incredible episode. It's what we do, kids, and we ain't about to change it now. You, of course, are looking at the smoldering good looks, the luscious blonde locks. I'll address the elephant in the room. Yes, you are looking at the one and only love child of one diamond, David Lee Roth. Now we can get down to brass tacks, which, as I said, is another incredible episode. My guest is here. We're going to get down to it immediately, which is what I love. Jump right in. Let's go. My man, what's up?
Nothing wrong. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you? So are we waiting for your other pal to join us? Because I'm always off and running the minute I start. So you're already on with me, man.
Okay, right on, right on. Yeah, I just I sent him the link you sent me over, so he should be in here soon.
We'll chop it up without him. And so you are, for people that don't know, you are Tyler.
Yes, that's correct.
I mean, I'm going to get the last name right because I do my research, believe it or not. I'm not just flying by the seat of my pants here, man. This is a top-notch operation here. Tyler Booth.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so before your bandmate gets in here, man, you play drums for CIGAR CLUB. Drumming is not always looked at, while extremely important to the band. I don't want to impugn the importance of drumming, but sometimes young guys don't gravitate to it because they want to be out front, the front man, the guy shredding. How did you end up on the drums? Started at an early age?
Yeah, I did. I actually started playing guitar. That was kind of my main thing when I was young. You know, I was looking at guys like Angus Young, Eddie Van Halen, all these shredders, right?
Yeah.
Like really out there, just like kind of like pushing the boundary. And I always wanted to do that. I started taking guitar lessons and it didn't really stick for me. It wasn't like my thing. Like I felt like I needed to be more physical, and I always felt like I had like a little bit of rhythm inside of me. So I started trying drums out, and it just kind of stuck. And so from there, I just started playing in bands when I was in elementary school, high school, and, you know, eventually led to this.
And you have come in here today, despite the fact that I do have a lot of extreme metal bands on here. CIGAR CLUB, not an extreme metal band, but you have come in here repping very hard with a Death shirt on today.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you brought it today,
man.
You brought it today, man. Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
100%. And like what I was saying too, like when I started playing drums and guitar, I was also really into like metal bands. So like growing up, like Metallica was my favorite band, but eventually, you know, that led into Slayer, and then it started going into Death, and I started finding all these other bands. And so I started playing metal drums. Like the bands that I first joined, they were hardcore bands and thrash metal bands, and I actually played in a few. Like I have a few recordings online. We're not like bands anymore. We broke up, but that's kind of what I started learning when I first started playing drums. And so I just kind of like naturally transitioned to rock, but I still try to keep that edge to my drumming, especially in CIGAR CLUB. Some of the new stuff we have, like I try to keep it a littler on the heavier side.
Yeah.
So we have that kind of like, I guess just like broad sound where we're all kind of cohesively coming in, and there's like a little bit of tastes from all these genres.
So you aren't somebody who plays in multiple bands, because I've had a lot of guests on here, and I applaud their energy and their ambition. Guys that are, especially in the metal community, have their eggs in different baskets, 4 or 5 different projects. You know, any interest in being in anything other than CIGAR CLUB, or is that the main focus?
For me, this is the main focus. Like I've been in a lot of bands, and I find that it's hard to balance being in multiple projects.
Yeah.
Especially with the personalities and everything like that. And it's really hard to find people who you can really openly communicate and collaborate with artistically.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
It's hard to find people that you can't stand, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to keep bands together. And surprisingly, with CIGAR CLUB, like we've been able to keep it together for about 10 years now with the exact same lineup. And so
good.
it's been really good. Trevor, what's good, man?
Okay, now there's no more getting a word in edgewise now. The lead singer's here, right?
Yeah. He did his research, Trevor. He knows.
Trevor, nice to meet you, man. Yeah, I appreciate you doing this. Thank you, man.
Thanks for having us. Nice
Yeah,
meeting you
yeah,
too.
yeah, absolutely. And so he was just going into a little bit of the background of the band, but I got to ask, man, and I'll spring this on you, Trevor, since you're in here now, man. The name Cigar Club, where does that come from?
We were just trying to come up with a name when we first started playing with. We had a drummer before Tyler, and we were just practicing one day, trying to come up with a name, and he just said it out of nowhere.
And it just stuck.
Just stuck.
Yeah, yeah. And so you guys right now are in the process of, well, it's done already, but you're getting ready to release your new album in April. What's the creative process like when you all get together as a band? Does someone come in with the lion's share of the ideas, or are you guys very collaborative?
I'd say we're pretty collaborative. Initially, it used to be more so like Trevor writing a lot of the songs, but recently it's kind of come from all angles now. Somebody will come up with a riff, and then we'll kind of just like start to piece things together from everybody. Even like lyrically, we've been doing that. But yeah, more writing by everybody in the band this time around, especially on this album.
Yeah. And when you're a new band, Trevor, or a relatively young band, I don't want to say you guys are new because Tyler said you guys have been at this for a while, man. But for young musicians that might want to know nowadays, how do you get ahead in the music industry, man? What do you guys focus on? I know social media, doing this kind of stuff's a big part of it. Obviously, getting out there and playing live, getting music out there on the streaming platforms, and making sure people don't forget who the hell you are nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, is it an amalgamation of all of it, or do you guys focus on like one or two aspects of it to kind of propel yourself forward?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of shit you need to be doing nowadays with the social media and stuff. But I think in terms of us, I think we really focus on just playing live and connecting with the people that are at the shows. And Tyler's really good at networking with uh, all the people that we meet through playing live. And yeah, I think we just focus mostly on that. What would you say, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, for us, I would say we try not to get caught up in all that bullshit,
Yeah.
like in the industry, because you could follow the trends, you can try to do this and that and promote this because that's the newest thing that's like popping off on social media or with a certain demographic. But I think like if we, especially for us, like we want to focus on the music, we want to focus on the art, we want to focus on the story and like building that universe almost of like our music. And I truly believe like if we focus on that and make that the best it possibly can be, like people will talk about us or they'll find our songs or they'll like it, and it'll kind of like permeate through the scene on its own. Obviously the other stuff like helps to get our music in front of people, but I don't think that is the most important part of it. Like if you have shit music and there's no substance to it, it will just fall through somebody's hands. But
Sure.
we're really trying to focus on just like, I don't know, capturing the moment with our songs, like capturing the era of like our bands, and just try to evolve it and make it better every time we create a new project or something like that.
And now this new project that is coming out is going to be, and you were kind enough to send me a preview of it. It will be an EP. Is that something as a band you guys consciously discuss as opposed to an LP? Because we are seeing people releasing music differently in today's world. It's not. And again, I've said this a lot of times on here. Maybe it lends itself to people's dwindling attention spans nowadays. People just aren't consuming full albums the way they used to. You know, I mean, I'm 53, so I remember dropping the needle. You listen to a whole album. You went for the whole journey. You stuck it out and you listened to it from start to finish. Now people are track by track, making playlists. They like singles, they like EPs, they like smaller stuff. Is this how you guys came to the decision to make it an EP?
What do you think, Trevor?
I think we have plans for an LP in the future, but I think with these songs that we had and the way that they've flowed together, I think we decided that it made more sense and served the songs better to be grouped how they are, as opposed to like doing an LP for the fuck of it, or doing
Right.
an EP with the songs that we have that are sitting together nicely and tell the
Yeah.
story that we want to tell.
Yeah. And what is the story? Is there like a theme that people should be looking for? Is there something you guys are trying to say on this album?
I think like this album particular, there's like a lot of emotion, like a lot of like negative emotion
Yeah.
in this album. I remember when we wrote it and when we recorded it, like there was like a lot of stress and just like this overlying feeling of just like, I don't know, just like melancholic feelings. And a lot of these songs were written like during the pandemic and like coming out of it. And
Okay.
so like we were like very distressed and like we were trying to find our way back into this society. So I think like that's kind of, I guess, the mission of this album is just to like capture that moment. And so like I think it does a really good job in that, but it also shows that like, you know, we like came out the other side with this piece of art that we were really proud of. And so like, you know, things like that happen in the world like doesn't have to stop this creation and this creative process. And even like throughout that whole time too, like we knew a lot of bands that we played with who just ended up like breaking up or like ended up just not pursuing music anymore. So this is like kind of like the testament of like pushing through that rough
Yeah.
and getting to the other side, I believe. And to go off of your point too about the LP, like we've always been trying to like, you know, get an LP out or an EP and stuff like that. It just ended up being an EP. And I think part of that was like financially, it financially had to do with it just because more songs equal more money. But at the same time too, all these songs were just like cohesively made sense to be put together. And the
Yeah.
other ones seemed a little bit out of place.
Yeah, yeah. Arrangement is a big. It is a big thing. Talking to artists on here, I've realized that in and of itself is an art form. You know how an album kind of you know, or an EP plays out. You know how the songs are strung together, the order, all that stuff. It really does matter. So when you guys sit around and do a project, that being said, when I read album reviews nowadays, I see now more than ever a sticking point is the length of the project. How many songs, how many minutes. It seems like reviewers are really honing in on that nowadays. And again, maybe that has to do with the attention span too. Do you guys sit around and talk about that? You know, hey, we want to put X amount of songs on here. We want this to come in at X amount of minutes.
Not really.
No,
It's cool when the songs are 4 minutes, 20 seconds long.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they end
Other
up
than that, like, no, we never really thought about like running time or song lengths or anything like that.
That's a good rule of thumb. Just make everything 4 minutes and 20 seconds. I like that. That works. Everything comes in. Yeah, everything comes in at 420. Nice even round number, and we all get the message behind it. So I mean, you know, why not? And so, how are these great songs usually born? What comes first for you guys when you're crafting them? I know we talked about the overall creative process. Do they come from an opening line, a riff, a title? What typically comes first? What's the recipe?
Usually a riff, like the best ones come like just when we're all chilling at our practice space and like someone plays a riff and inspires someone else to play something and then they're playing at the same time and just like all kind of happens naturally.
And do you guys like being lumped into? Because I know rock music in general really loves its genres and its subgenres. Do you guys identify? You know, like if someone comes up, fucking gun to your head and says, "Hey, you know, what kind of music are you guys?" You know what I mean? Like, do you guys have a way that you describe your sound?
not really. I mean, the broadest label would probably be alternative rock, but
Yeah.
we've always tried to kind of like step away from rock, like just being labeled like we're just writing music, you know. And I feel like once you start labeling it, you kind of put yourself in this box. And like I don't want to be in the box. Like I
Yeah.
feel like maybe at one point we wanted to be in a box, but then for me, it was like I don't want to keep doing the same stuff. I don't want it to sound the same. Like if we have softer songs or softer riffs, like I want to play that, even if it's not really rock, or if we have like heavier things that are more on the metal side, like I want to do that too. Just whatever sounds good to us, I want to pursue that. I don't really care, what the label is, as long as it makes me feel good listening and playing.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah. Now, Trevor, a big part of what you do is obviously, your voice. Are you a guy that ascribes to any type of vocal care, exercises, training, warming up? Because I've talked to a lot of guys on here in the extreme metal world that could just jump up there and they just belt it out. There's no warming up. Do you have a routine?
No, I don't.
You just jump up there and can just wail away.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm any good, but yeah.
You're blessed, though. You're blessed to not. Yeah, I mean, but you're not like. There's nothing that you like. Like I've had guys come on here who don't do a lot of talking on show days, or they're drinking a lot of tea, or they're doing their warm up exercises, and things of this nature. Really taking the lead singer role very seriously.
Yeah, that's cool.
You don't need that.
Maybe I could benefit from doing that.
No, I'm not saying do it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. No, don't do it. The stuff sounds great. I'm saying if you don't need it, I mean, yeah. And what about you, Tyler? Because you play the drums, and there's a physicality to what you do, and you've been at this for a while. And I've had a lot of drummers on here, man. Have you experienced any aches and pains? I mean, you're still a relatively young guy, it seems, but I've had drummers on here that have had to change the height of their stool or the layout of their kit because they've fucked up shoulders or they messed up their back or something. Anything like that for you?
Yeah, for sure. When I was playing metal, my wrist would like give out and my shoulder, like just from the thrash beats, right? Yeah. It's and my calves used to cramp up and all that. So I try to like loosen my arms before I play. Like I do this thing.
Yeah.
It's like just like flailing my hands everywhere.
I can tell Trevor thinks that's ridiculous, but he just doesn't want to say it.
I find that actually helps. But yeah, not really like any sort of routine for me, but I've had like shoulder injuries, like arthritis in my wrist, like already. It's just kind of part of it. Like every drummer I've talked to, or if you look at interviews and stuff of drummers, like it does seem like they always end up getting some sort of like joint injury.
Always. Yeah. I don't think I've talked to one who's been able to come out the other side and not have something, a shoulder, a back, rotator cuff, and they've all experienced something and had to improvise and kind of change up their their whole setup. So you mentioned that Tyler was not the original drummer, but as of right now, do you guys feel like you have a very stable lineup right now? Everybody kind of rowing in the same direction, because it isn't easy nowadays, man, to be a musician. It seems, I mean, it's hard. You got to be in it really for the love and the passion of it. I mean, it's hard with streaming and people not as much into the physical product anymore. How does this lineup feel for you guys?
Yeah, it's amazing. We've been playing with Tyler since it's like gonna be 9 years this summer. So
yeah,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, and the rest of the guys too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, this lineup is definitely the lineup. We've gone through our ups and downs, but that's why it is the lineup, because we've always stuck through it. So we all know, each other's triggers and stuff like that, and personalities, where we can like navigate it very easily now.
Yeah. And when you say triggers, what do you mean? Like just just the way, because you both started nodding and smiling when you talked about like triggers. I mean, so you guys obviously, because I've heard it a million times on here. It is a relationship, for lack of a better term. Very similar to a marriage. You're in a band with 3 or 4 other personalities. I mean, it's not always easy.
No.
It's not. And it's just like, I don't know. It's people get into bad moods, and different people react differently to stress, and it's like how they act during stressful times. And being in a band, right, like you have your whole life happening around this thing. So when we show up to practice, it could be the end of the day, it could be the end of the week, there could be something going on in your life, and you're still showing up, and you still have to collaborate. And so you have to be aware of that, and you have to understand that everybody acts differently when they're under stress. So that's what I kind of mean. Like we understand each other now. So it's not like we're taking things personally, or we think like, oh, like did I say something, or is this has to do with the band? It's like,
Right.
no, we understand like what's going on with each other's lives, where we are, and how we react to those things. So we're able to just kind of like support each other more. Whereas like before, when we were younger, it's just like it's a complex thing to navigate, right?
Yeah. And so Trevor, as a front man, is there anybody that you kind of, for lack of a better term, look at as an influence, or somebody that you look at and say, maybe aspire to be that type of front man?
Uh, I've Neil Young is like my biggest influence.
Oh, okay.
So I think for the like we share the lead singing things. Like we all switch between me, Dan is another vocalist.
Okay.
We share the lead singing, and then
Okay.
Jeff is like singing harmonies on everything. So I don't know. I don't really feel like a front man of a band. I feel like uh we're just me and Dan are fucking singing, but I've always been inspired by Neil Young in the way that he's just he just he's just in the music. I don't know. He's not there to be an entertainer. He's there to just play the
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
And I
And
like
so
that.
did you guys grow up in very musical households? Because I know, talking to a lot of musicians on here, not everybody, but a lot of them have that backstory where they grew up and the arts were very encouraged in their house. Maybe their parents were playing a lot of records. Maybe they were musicians themselves. Did you guys grow up in very musical households?
Well, at least I did. My parents were always into music. Like my dad played in a country band, so I was exposed to music very early on, and my uncle also played in bands. So I was always around live music, and at the same time too, my mom liked to go to a lot of concerts, so I was going to concerts at a very young age. Like Bon Jovi was one of my first concerts, and then eventually Metallica, and I was going to local shows, and yeah, there was some sort of musical influence at all times, so that kind of pushed itself onto me, and I just naturally, you know, picked it up and continued down that path.
A lot of music in your household too, Trevor?
Not a ton. Like my parents didn't play. They would always like have music playing and shit, but neither of them played. Um, yeah, I don't know. My brother plays bagpipes. He got into that when we were kids. So
Really?
yeah.
The
So
bagpipes, huh? You don't hear a lot. You don't hear a lot of bagpipe players.
no,
This might be a
but
first on here.
yeah. So I don't like my brother and I were musical, but uh, not so much my parents. They didn't play much.
And do you guys have a specific timeline that you like to work at? Because like I'm looking at like what last year 2025 you guys did put out a live EP, right? Correct.
Yep.
Now, what was the impetus for putting out a live album at that time, knowing in 2026 that you had your EP coming out? Was it just kind of you wanted to get something out there?
I feel like partially, yeah, but we were talking about a live album for years. And it just kind of made sense to put it out because we had played a show in Toronto. It was like the last show of our last tour, the dry run tour. And so that whole set was recorded, and everything just kind of lined up. And yeah, we just put it together. We thought it came out pretty good. Like some of the songs are on this new album as well, so it was kind of like a preview of what was to come.
And now you guys are, for people that don't know, you guys are based in Canada, right? How much do you know about your Canadian musical history, man? You know what I mean? Like, who are the best artists to come out of Canada in you guys' opinion? See how well you guys know your own countrymen here.
Tragically Hip for sure.
Tragically Hip,
Rush.
okay.
Neil
Rush, yeah. You kind of, you can't really say Canada without Rush, right? You got to throw Rush in there.
Yeah, Neeler.
Yeah, Neeler, old Neil. Who else is good around here? I mean, there's like some bands like Metric They're Canadian. Who else is pretty big?
Yeah, I'm trying to wonder myself who the hell came from Canada. Didn't Brian Adams come from Canada?
No
Or are we
idea.
disowning him?
Honestly,
Are we
I
not
don't know.
acknowledging?
I don't know my fucking music history very well.
Yeah, Jesus, man. Is it dead barren? Is it dead barren up there in Canada? We've only got Rush and the Tragically Hip. That's all we can throw at the audience.
No, we got fucking Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, there we
They're
go.
legendary.
There we
Fucking
go.
Nelly Furtado.
Okay, there we go. You can just yeah.
Oh, Billy Talent. Billy
Oh,
Talent.
hell yeah.
Okay.
Be into song.
Okay. Is it an advantage?
Nickelback.
Nickelback. Yeah. Oh, Trevor laughed at that, man. I don't think he wanted to try. Are we giving Nickelback their flowers?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Hey, man, they've sold a few albums. You know, I mean, we got to put them in there. You know, I mean, so where do you guys stand on touring, man? Like, are you guys at liberty just to say fuck it, we can go on tour? Because I know a lot of times people are like tethered to day jobs, responsibilities. You know, what I mean, like, what kind of position are you guys in to actually get out and play live?
I mean, I feel like we're in a good position right now. We're setting up some dates right now for Canada. It's in the works. So when this album comes out, we're going to be touring it. But yeah, we are tethered to jobs because we need to make money somehow.
Yeah.
And this, being an artist is basically a money hole. So you just keep throwing it down the hole and hope that it generates some sort of revenue eventually, right? But that's not the point of what we're doing. We want to play our music and hope that people, feel the same way that we do about it. But yeah, we try to make time to do it. It's hard, obviously, like trying to balance work and this, but when we have something that we want to show people, like we'll find a way to bring it to the masses and bring it to people's concerts and stuff like that, different cities and all that.
Yeah. Now, Trevor, I asked Tyler this earlier. Is Cigar Club your main focus, or are you one of these guys that is in like multiple different projects and multiple different bands?
No, it's my main focus.
Okay. And so do you feel like that's an advantage? You know what I mean? Because like I was telling you, Tyler, before Trevor got in here, I talked to a lot of guys in the metal world that are in 4 or 5 different bands. I applaud their energy. I applaud how they find the time and the ambition or whatever. But does it feel right to work with just one band and kind of put all your eggs in one basket and have that be, your singular focus?
Yeah, I guess everyone's different. Like some people have fucking more to say, more to play and shit. Like for me personally, it's one is enough.
It is, right?
But yeah, I couldn't fucking play in 2 bands. Like I work full time, so it's hard.
Yeah, hard being in one band.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard being in one. It is. It's very difficult being. And so, I want to ask you about these different influences that I hear bleeding into your music and where some of them come from. Obviously, you can hear a certain element of bluesiness in your music. Does that come from all you guys? How does the bluesy element get infused into the music? Is that accurate to say, first and foremost, that there is some of that in there?
Yeah, for sure. I think I know Dan and I in our early guitar playing were really influenced by John Mayer, which he is heavily blues influenced. And yeah, I don't know, we kind of both went down that road too. And yeah, just like going to open mics and shit, you jam a lot of blues, a lot of 12-bar blues. And I guess just kind of comes from that, maybe.
What about the psychedelic aspect? You can certainly hear some of that in there as well.
Yeah, I feel like my blues influence would be like Led Zeppelin. Like Led Zeppelin is like really the closest thing that I listened to that was like bluesy. Maybe like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
And like both those bands are somewhat psychedelic for sure, right? And like you said, like that's kind of like what Dan listens to as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, when you sent me the preview to the new album, right out of the gate, there was some heavy stuff, but then you guys are able to dial it down, and some of the slower stuff is very vulnerable and very, for lack of a better term, almost very there's a seductiveness to it. I don't know if that's the right term or not, man, but
I like that.
yeah.
Yeah, same.
There was a sultriness to it. I don't even know if any of these words I'm using are in the right fucking context, or if they're even actually words. I like to think I have a pretty good grasp on the English language, but there is, sort of like a side to you guys, where, and I don't want to say ballad or that these are love songs by any means, but certainly, a big change in tempo. So who's writing this kind of stuff, man? Like when you guys take it down, like from the rock stuff, and you kind of come down to a more, a slower pace. Who's writing these songs that really seem to pour out this like vulnerability? Because it sounds like you guys have really been through some shit with these songs.
Yeah, it's all of us. Like none of us want to just play like one type of thing. Like we're all very excited by different genres and different sounds and tempos and shit. Like we all love music and want to express ourselves, and
So do you feel like there will be drastic departures from album to album, as far as you guys tweaking and changing your sound?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think like right now, like, because we're kind of working on the next album already.
Okay.
It already is different from the stuff that we've released before, and
Right,
it is a little less heavy, I would say. I think with our last album, Day Now, we kind of like started going up the peak of the heaviness, and like with Volume 2, like we're also kind of sitting there. But we've always had this dichotomy between like an edge and then this like vulnerability, which I like personally as a listener, because it's not always the same shit, right? And it brings you on that journey. That kind of goes back to like you talking about like listening to an album and listening to it as like a full.
Yeah.
Like we've always appreciated that. So like trying to make that, a part of our projects and also part of our live show has always been something that, we want to do. And to add to that too, like I do think Trevor, he does come up with a lot of these softer songs. I think you naturally kind of have like more of a chill vibe, but you also wrote like Dark Market, which is like one of the heavier, like more progressive psychedelic themes on that album. So like, you do have a knack of like coming up with the softer riffs, so opposed to like Dan. Like Dan is more edgier. I tend to be more edgier in like my ideas as well, but I'm also totally open to like go down that path, no problem.
Yeah. And so you mentioned about already starting to write for your next project. So do you guys have a definitive timeline on like, how often you would like to have something new out? Because I realize it is difficult nowadays. Long gone, it seems, are the days where you could kind of sit back and just put out an album and then, put your next one out 4 or 5 years later. It seems like there's so much of an influx of music out there that the people just fucking forget. You become like yesterday's news. Everyone is just putting stuff out there. It's such a ridiculous rate. There's so much music out there on the streaming platforms to try to keep up with. Do you guys, have a set time? Like, hey, we'd like to get something out yearly, bi-yearly.
No, not really. Honestly, like it kind of goes back to what we were saying before about, what kind of strategies do you use, social media promotion.
Yeah.
I honestly want to try to just like blank all that out from what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because when you start to incorporate those things and start to think about that, and you start to like impose these timelines, like they're just fictional timelines. You know what I mean? Like it rushes the creation process. And some of these songs, like we've been sitting on for years, they've just been riffs in our library bank, just sitting there, and we're able to revisit them now when we have time. And we tried to like formulate it and make it into a structure and kind of get all the pieces together, but sometimes it's just not the right time. Sometimes like the words aren't coming. Like we're working on this song right now where we're trying to figure out this verse, and it's just not like everything we come up with isn't really sticking. And like today we actually came up with something that seems like, okay, this could be the right way, but we still don't know. Like I don't know when that song's going to be done, and I don't want to rush it at all, because I think it doesn't do the creation process justice.
Right. Yeah. The curation process. I like that. That sounded very, very highbrow right there. I love it. The song's got to curate. I get it. Yeah, I love that, man. I love it. Hey, it'll be ready when it's ready, right? I mean, you guys will know, right?
Yeah.
Not people aren't getting it until it's ready. That's it, right? I mean, it's got to feel right. It's got to feel like it's and so when you guys go into the studio, Trevor, do you guys go in with more songs than you need and then scale them back? And second part of that is, how do you decide what makes the cut? Do you guys kind of put it to a vote, like what's going to make it on the album?
By the time we've gotten into the studio, we've because it costs so much money and takes so much coordination to get into a studio to be recording songs, that by the time we're there, like we know what songs we're recording, and most of them we've played live like a ton of times already, workshopping them, because we know that like we're going into the studio to record them, we need all our parts like down solid. So yeah, what do you think, Tyler? Have we
Every
ever?
single time, I feel like every time we've gone to the studio, we've recorded all the tracks that we wanted to do, and we've used all the tracks that we wanted to do. We've never went in with more than we had. The one exception was when we went and we recorded Day Now. We had, can't remember how many tracks, but we went in and we recorded X amount of tracks. And then it was only after that point when we had actually come up with another song. And then we went to another studio and then recorded that song. And then we put all those songs together, and it ended up being on one album. But yeah, we never have more tracks and filter through them. Like I think we kind of do that as we're like preparing for the studio. We like kind of decide, okay, this is gonna stick, or this riff is gonna stick. We've gone through a lot of riffs, and there's been a few songs where we actually played them live and then they just like dissolve completely. But that's like only like two, I think only two in like the history of the band that's happened.
And are you guys pretty comfortable as a band, Trevor? Are you guys pretty comfortable with giving each other feedback? You know what I mean? If something doesn't work, like, are you guys good at being like harsh critics to each other? You know what I mean? Like if he comes up with something and you don't feel like it serves the song well, or you'd like to tweak it or change it, are you guys pretty open in terms of working like that?
Yeah, for sure. But I think we're also harsh critics on ourselves, and so like we're able to like if your part's good enough or not.
Yeah.
And, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But so like you could tell him, if he was playing his part and you thought maybe he should be playing it a little differently, slower, faster, whatever. You know what I mean? You guys feel comfortable in that role of saying, hey, can I bounce this off you?
Yeah.
That's probably good though, man. I imagine those egos, man, it can be kind of difficult, like for a young band. That's great that you guys have that ability to communicate in that way.
Yeah, 100%. And that was the biggest struggle for us. It's like, that's why I think like we're good now, because it was very hard to communicate those things without people getting upset. All of us, right?
Right.
Like,
sure.
Just the ego. And I think at one point you really have to align everybody's mindset to be like, anything we say in this room is towards like a better outcome.
Making
So
everything better. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have an opinion, like you have to respect the opinion. It's not that like you have a shitty idea. It's just that this person feels like it could be better if we try it that way. And we're very open now, like just stopping and like trying a different way. Like if we're like we could extend this, or like let's not put this riff here. Let's try to do it differently at this one transition. Like we'll stop and like try it. Like we're gonna try it. Let's just
Yeah.
try it and see what it sounds like, because you don't know until you try.
Yeah. Yeah. How early on did you know in life, I'll ask you, Trevor, because you said that multiple people in the band actually, contribute to the singing. But, how early on in life did you know that, like, hey, I got a pretty decent voice?
Fuck, I was out of high school. Like,
Oh, okay, so late. So you were in like,
yeah,
like you weren't young doing like, musical theater or being in plays in school and like
no, no,
realizing you had this gift or this ability to be able to sing.
no,
No, it came
no.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what were you doing? Just like, like before Cigar Club, like, were you in other bands? Were you just experimenting? Like, how did you come across that you had a voice?
I don't know. I always like would always sing and shit, just like in my room playing
Yeah.
acoustic or whatever. But
I mean, we
I don't
all
know. I
sound
always
great in the
try.
shower.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I always thought my voice was weird and shit. But yeah, I just started singing for fucking like family and shit, and they're like, "Oh, you're actually good." And then my aunt took me to an open mic in Newmarket, and that's where I met these guys.
And what did you do at the open mic night? Do you remember? Like, do you get up there, like just you and a guitar and just go at it alone?
No, they had a house band that you could just like go up and
Okay.
tell them like what song you're gonna play. So I was playing Gravity by John Mayer,
Okay.
and
I was just gonna ask you, man, like what number you got up there and did. All right, yeah. So you jump up there and you pull off a John Mayer tune, and like, what was the response? Like, are these guys in the audience? Like you said, that's how you met these guys.
yeah, Dan and Jeff were in the audience, so I met them. They asked me to jam, and they were jamming with our original drummer Simon, and it just went from there.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy, man. First of all, I didn't even know that open mic nights even exist. Is this a common thing up in Canada? I wouldn't even know where to go. And I mean, I'm in upstate New York. I wouldn't know where if someone said, "Hey, take me to an open mic night." I wouldn't know where the fuck to go right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's like it's especially that one specifically. The guys that ran that was Matt Power, and Jeff Cox. Those two guys were very instrumental in the new market music scene for sure.
Wow. And so there's still, and so it's safe to say that you guys would say that it's still pretty accessible up in your area to find these open mic nights.
Yeah,
yeah,
like those guys have a new one at another bar. I'm not. Is it the OV that they do it at?
yeah, I think so. But yeah, in Toronto, like multiple cities, like even like in different places in Ontario, like I would go to a bar and there would always be like one day of the week where they have this, like it's just an open mic where there might be a backing band, or you can just go up with an acoustic guitar and just kind of
Yeah.
sing like one to three tracks, right? Like, yeah, that's just kind of like where I guess we kind of like learned our chops a little bit, just
That's great
get
to
some
hear, though.
exposure.
I mean, that's great to hear, though, because you do start to wonder, man, like where's the music industry going to find the next icons? Yeah, I mean, because I'm thinking back when I grew up. I mean, the record labels were more prevalent back then, and they threw money at artists, and they helped build up your Michael Jacksons and your Princes and your Madonnas, these larger than life iconic. Like, where do they come from now? I mean, like, yeah, we have those like TV shows or whatever. I don't know. Are you guys into like The Voice or American Idol? You put any stock in anybody that comes off of those shows?
I mean, like I'll watch that like on the side if it's on, but I don't really give it a lot of my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the people coming out of there are really great, but
Yeah.
it's just it's not. I don't know. It's just not something that I follow too much. But yeah, like the money helps for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I think a lot of stuff now seems to be more DIY. Like you're able to do
Yeah.
DIY stuff, and because the all the information is out there, and even if you're an independent band, like you can figure out the channels and the people you need to work with to kind of like grow your business or like book shows. And, you know, we've been doing that just like on our own with friends and people that we meet in the scene. And like, it works. But like, obviously, you know, the more support you have behind, you know, your band and your music, the further it can go. But yeah, I don't know. I try not to focus like too much on that. And I hope, you know, like by us playing shows and stuff like that, like our music will just make it into the right hands.
Yeah.
We'll just kind of like let it go on its own, see where it goes.
You guys consider yourself, Trevor? Do you guys consider yourself DIY? I mean, forgive me for not having this in my notes, or are you guys aligned with a label right now?
No, yeah, we're all DIY.
Okay. Is it, you know, obviously it probably helps that you guys are young and you're motivated to do this, man, but is there somebody in the band, or is it a shared effort? Like, who really kind of is the one who's really doing a lot of the business stuff, the marketing stuff? You know, do you guys all kind of take a hand in that?
No, that's Tyler.
Oh,
Tyler
okay.
handles
Okay.
that.
Mainly me. I think like recently we've been more collaborative for sure. Like Dan's been helping me a lot, but yeah, since the beginning I've kind of tried to push it as much as possible, or like manage it, you could say. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like it's just something that I like to do. So it's something that I naturally started doing with this band. And like I think over time too, you know, you kind of learn like everybody has different skills, and like some people don't like the administrative side of it, like because
Yeah.
it is a business. But like those things have to be done. Like, you know, the songs have to be uploaded, like the artwork needs to be done, the music videos need to be, you know, managed and all this shit. Like I like having my hands in all these things and like having input, and like obviously like everybody in the band has their input as well. Um, but I don't know. I just kind of, yeah, I do like being a part of that side of things more.
How do you guys use social media to your advantage? Obviously, that's a big part nowadays of marketing and getting your name out there. Yeah, you know, are people able to access you pretty easily on social media? Are you guys on all the platforms? I guess nowadays you kind of have to be, don't you?
Yeah, we're on every platform, I think, like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like you can search our band up, it'll come up. Uh yeah, we're not like super active on all those platforms, but you know, we try to post new stuff when it's there. But I really try to stay away from just posting things just for the sake of posting things.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's kind of been like the detriment of this like new era of promotion. Like there's too much, and it's all just bullshit. Like
Yeah.
it's just like volume, and there's no substance. And like I feel like that's what we want to try to get back to, is like this substance of,
Yeah.
you know, we actually have cool things happening. So let's post about these things, not just like we're trying to fill space.
Right. It can turn people off when you feel like you're trying to you're trying to force feed your band down someone's throat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of a
Yeah.
fine line because you do want to self promote, but it can get to the point where it's like, okay, enough already. You know, you got to kind of find that balance. You know, and so Trevor, if people haven't caught you guys live and haven't seen what you guys do, what would you tell them to expect if they were to come to a Cigar Club show?
Just fucking rock music. We is we just play. We're all just playing.
And would you guys consider yourself, you know, when you come to see you guys in a live setting, you know, because you guys are young guys, and it is, you know, it is kind of a high octane rock. Are you guys a very energetic group on stage?
We're just feeling the music. Like we're not jumping around doing flips and shit.
Yeah.
We're just like,
Yeah, don't do that. Don't. We don't want anybody to get hurt.
yeah, we're just like trying to play the best we can, and yeah,
Do you
I don't know,
feel
I'm not
like?
too crazy on stage.
Do you feel like Do you feel like that this new album that comes out, and again, you gave me the release date, April 18th, it comes out. What do you guys have planned on the heels of that? Album comes out April 18th. What are you at liberty to say as to how the rest of 2026 looks once this EP drops?
Yeah, like we have a bunch of shows, so we're planning this tour right now. It's gonna start on the 18th. So that's actually record store day
Okay. Yep.
that day. So yeah, we're gonna be playing a bunch of shows in Ontario. We're trying to get out of Ontario as well, but we'll see how the coordination is in terms of booking those shows. But yeah, we just want to this is like the new phase of our band, like the next chapter. We want to try to get this album into the hands of people. We're trying to promote the album, as this vinyl, but we also want to provide people with this digital download when they buy the vinyl. So it's not going to be available on all these streaming platforms in full.
Okay.
And so we're trying to make it as accessible and cheap as possible for people to buy so they can listen to our songs and support the bands. As we're playing, these cities that we go to. And we hope that people will, support, especially, being priced at like a normal ticket price going to see a live show.
Yeah. What the hell is a normal ticket price nowadays? I don't even know what a normal ticket price is.
I don't know, for us, it's like $20. Usually that seems to be like the venues that we're playing. It does depend, like, what kind of show we're playing and what kind of bands we're playing with. But, if you're coming to like one of our shows on average, you're looking at like $20.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
It's crazy. It's not,
Yeah.
it's really cheap, honestly. Like, because you're not just going to see us, you're going to see multiple bands. So
Right.
$20 is getting you a lot of substance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, you got to ask, man, because nowadays, man, ticket prices have gotten crazy, and I realized that that again, with people not really buying albums the way they used to, artists have to make revenue, somehow. But I mean, sometimes pushing ticket prices, too far out of the reach of fans, it's kind of counterproductive. It's a little bit hard sometimes, man, to shell out all that money to go see, and I realize some of these bands have gotten to the point where they are, legendary status, and I guess they have the right to put that kind of a high, high price on their tickets. But I mean, still doesn't make it accessible for the average blue collar person to shell out $300-400 to go see a show sometimes.
No, that's nonsense.
It's a little bit crazy, I mean, it's not. Go ahead.
I wouldn't pay. Yeah, like $300 is like already fucking like insane.
Yeah, I want you to play in my living room for $300. Yeah, I want it to be a very intimate setting where like I'm in bed and you're down at the foot of the bed, like playing and strumming your guitar and singing just to me. That should, that's what you should get for $300.
Yeah, and I mean, like, and even festivals, right? Like multi-day festivals used to be like $300, where you could see hundreds of bands, and now you're going to go see two bands for $300. Like, look at some of the ticket prices for like Oasis and stuff like that too. It's like thousands of dollars. Like, even if you think about like Taylor Swift and shit like that, like it's absolutely insane that people pay that much money to go see a show that's 3 hours.
Yeah.
You're only seeing one artist.
And you might shell out that money, and the Gallagher brothers might kill each other 2 songs in, and then what do you got? You know what I mean? Then you paid all that money, and the show's over. You know what I mean? Those guys are a wild card. You don't know what you're going to get at one of those concerts. You might not get a full set. Might break out into a full blown fight, which on the other hand also could be worth the ticket price. I mean, see a good scrap up there, but I mean, ultimately, you want to hear the songs. You don't want to see Liam and Noel up there tossing each other a beating. That's not what you're there for.
Yeah,
maybe you are, but at the end of the day, it's entertainment, right? And so are you guys big ones for like when this album comes out, Trevor? Are you a big one for looking at what people are saying about the album? How do you how do you approach feedback and criticism? Like, will you go on and take a peek and see what people are saying when this new album drops?
No, I don't know. Like, you talk to people after the show and whatever, but I'm not really too concerned about that. As long as we're feeling good about the songs and
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about what I'm doing,
Yeah, that's probably
that's
mentally
all that
healthy too, because
matters.
you can obsess about that. You can't make everybody happy, either.
No.
You can go in there and drive yourself absolutely crazy, like worrying about what people are saying about it. What about you, Tyler? Are you a big one, being that you do a lot of the marketing and do a lot of the, a lot of the promotional stuff? Will you go on and see what people are saying about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like inevitable that I'll see it because I'll be sending it to people, right? So I'll see what they say. Um, but it's out of my control what they think about our art, right? So I try not to let that have an effect on me in any way. Like Trevor's saying, and like we were saying before in this interview, we're really trying to focus on making the best song for us and making that song feel good when we listen to it and when we play it. And I just hope that the people that we send the songs to and the people that write these reviews and are critics of the album, they feel a similar way. If they don't, then whatever. Like that's all right. Like everybody has different opinions. Everybody likes different sounds, and so that's for them to decide. I don't let that bother me, but I'll look at this stuff. Like I don't mind looking at it, but like I'm not going to go out of my way to figure out what everybody's saying about it. I
Right.
don't really care. I don't really care, but like in terms of like promotion and stuff like that, I need to kind of have an understanding to
Yeah.
just know.
Yeah.
Um,
Market
especially
research.
like, yeah, like people who are going to support us, right? I want to know who supports us. Like I want to know who likes our stuff because
Right.
then I can keep going for them and I can kind of rely on them to like help us promote our music. If they don't like it, then there's no reason for me to send other stuff. But who knows? Maybe they'll like the new stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. Now I know I asked you guys about you guys playing live, but I'll ask both of you guys. Is there a concert that you went to see where you were really blown away as an audience member or as a fan? Is there something that you got a chance to see that really has stuck with you and the performance really resonated and really blew you away?
Mercedes, another good Canadian band.
Okay.
And I saw them open for Kurt Vile once, and they were fucking mind blowing. It's two
Really?
brothers.
Okay.
One of them has unfortunately passed away, but they were.
Yep.
It's crazy. They're both playing guitar, and like one was strumming one, and like the other was fucking fretting it, and they're like both
Yeah.
playing their guitars too. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And I love that it wasn't like a big name band that you named too, man. Because a lot of times, man, I've been blown away. It's a rare treat where you go see somebody and suddenly there's some band in the bill that you never even heard of, or some opening band, and you're just really floored.
Well, like we've been playing live for a long time, and
Yeah.
we we play with other bands every time we play.
Yeah.
And we've seen fucking countless bands that are just like from around here or local to wherever we're playing that are amazing. Like it doesn't really get better than
So you would
like
say, in your
sorry.
neck of the woods that you have a pretty good music scene right now. How is the scene around you guys?
Yeah, there's so many great bands. This band that we play with called Black Paint. I don't know if you heard of them, but just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you guys, well, I don't want to skip over. I'll ask you the same question, Tyler. Is there somebody that you got a chance to go see in concert really blew you away?
Yeah, I was trying to think about that. I was gonna say Black Paint because they were like mind blowing when we saw them play for the first time. Just like their energy and the fullness of their sound, just being a three piece, was like very inspirational and just yeah, just like how they kind of just let it all out there. They're just like fucking went for it. It was really really cool. Um, but yeah, for me, like other bands too, like I went to a Queens of the Stone Age show
Oh yeah, they're
last
great.
year,
Yeah.
and they were doing their tour for their new album, but they played like they did smaller venues, like they did like bigger venues, and then they went again and they played smaller venues, and I saw
Yeah.
them in Oshawa, and it just blew me away, just like how tight they were, just like because they're just kind of like authentically themselves. They're not trying to be over the top.
Right.
They're just fucking like just I don't even know. They're just perfect. Like just the epitome of like the fucking greatest band, perfect rock band to see their live show, just like their musicianship. I just thought, like that's kind of like where I want to be, when we're like at the end of our days. Like I want to just be that tight and
Yeah.
and just cool. Like they're just cool. You just watch them, they're like, these guys are cool.
Is there a collective band right now that would really, blow you guys away if you were given the opportunity to go out and share a bill? Is there like a dream bill that you guys would love to be on? Some band taps you guys, hey, come out and open for us. Who would that band be that would really that would really carry a lot of weight for you guys? Is there a general consensus among the band, or do you have different opinions on that? Like, who would you love to be out on tour with, Trevor?
Queens, that would be fucking sick.
Queens of the Stone Age?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's all different for everybody. Like even Neil Young, like all these like big influences that we have, that would be really a dream come true. But anybody really like, but yeah, Queens would definitely be top.
Is there anybody that you guys get your sound compared to? And do you like the comparisons? Like, has anybody ever come up to you and said, hey, you guys remind me a lot of, or you guys sound a lot like, is there any comparison that you guys hear a lot?
I don't think so. Is there?
Not really. No, I mean, people have said we kind of do have like a Queens of the Stone Age vibe, but
Yeah.
like I kind of know what they're talking about. Well, we used to cover a lot of their songs, so
Okay.
it makes sense that it would blend into some of our writing style. But yeah, because I think like with Trevor's like more like high pitched vocals
Yeah.
and like the kind of stonerish rock riffs, like it kind of fits that genre, but we are different. And I don't know, with other bands too. Yeah, I haven't really heard like many other bands be compared to our band.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which is probably a good thing, though, because you do kind of want to create your own lane, too, I would imagine, I mean, you don't want to be sounding too heavily like somebody, though. Although sometimes, like that can be like certainly flattering, when you're told that you sound like somebody. But I mean, so let me ask you this: if you guys are on a desert island, stranded, man, and you can only take one album with you, what's the desert island album?
Oh man.
that's a hard question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I try to save the hard ones for the end, boys. That's what I do. You know what I mean? But and sometimes this question does need to be mulled over, and oftentimes there are people with a very definitive answer. Like they're just like, "Hey, if I got to live with one fucking album, I know exactly what it is. It's my album."
Oh wow.
I got to think about this.
See, now this is where I need the rights. This is where I need the rights to the Jeopardy theme song right here. When people are mulling stuff over, man, this is where I got to look into. I got to look into. That's probably copyrighted up the ass, and it would probably cost me a fortune to have it on here. But
One
I can
album.
become it, I suppose. But I mean, that's cheesy.
I feel like I'm kind of leaning towards like Black Sabbath.
Okay. Yeah, because you
Um,
got to figure if you're on a desert island, man, you're not going to be in the same mood every day. You know what I mean? I think somebody
No.
would get very annoyed if they had an album that was heavy all the time. I mean, you're on a desert island for fuck's sake. Your fate's not looking good. You know what I mean? Your mood's probably going to change. You might want something that's upbeat, but you might want something that's melancholy once in a while. It is very tough. This is not an easy decision. This is why I never answer it and just ask it to other people. I don't even know if I have an answer.
On the
I feel
beach,
like
Neil Young.
Oh, eat a peach, Neil. Wait, did you say eat a peach?
On the beach. On the
Oh, okay.
beach, Neil
I
Young.
was going to say eat a peach. You might have the Allman Brothers and Neil mixed up there, but okay. So Neil, and I feel like Neil Young's a pretty good choice because he does have some angst in his music, but he can also be pretty introspective and pretty mellow. So I mean, you might not go crazy on a desert island with some Neil Young.
No.
I think you'd be in an all right headspace. And Tyler, I'm asking the guy with a death T-shirt on right now, but
I feel like I got to go with like Led Zeppelin 2.
okay.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't know, that's just kind of the album that I can always listen to that album and not get tired of it.
Okay. And another question that I dusted off, and I haven't asked it in a while, fellas. So feel honored that I'm pulling it out for you guys. And it is oftentimes viewed as a despicable question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If we could barter with God and we could bring back a dead rock star, who would we want to bring back, and who would we offer up in trade that we could get rid of?
Who we offer up in trade?
Yeah.
Sacrifice.
Yeah.
And who are we gonna bring back?
Yeah. Is there a dead rock star that we want to bring back? And who the fuck could we just do without, man? Who could we just say, hey, give us back so-and-so, and for fuck's sake, take this one?
Yeah, I think I would want to bring back Ozzy and
Okay.
just eternalize him forever.
Okay.
So, like, put him in like one of those like Futurama.
Yeah. We're keeping Ozzy. Yep. God, give us back Ozzy. We're playing like general manager here, like we're on a sports team. We're bartering here. God, give us back Ozzy.
Who would we get rid of though? Who could we get rid of?
Well, just don't alienate anybody. You just don't want to alienate anybody that could potentially take you guys on tour. You know what I mean? So we don't want to alienate and piss anybody off. You know what I mean? So, choose wisely.
It's okay.
I'm not that I have a huge audience, but you never know who will come across this.
Well, it's no disrespect if we choose you.
Yeah. Remember, boys, the internet's forever.
Yeah. Who is like just not somebody?
I mean, there are easy, safe answers, obviously. I mean, sure, we take Ozzy back and give up a Justin Bieber or a Taylor Swift. Of course, we make that trade in a second. But maybe you secretly are a Taylor Swift fan. I don't know. You might be a closeted, Justin Bieber fan. I don't know. To each his own. It's not my cup of tea, but
maybe we get rid of what's his name? Ted Nugent.
Okay. Gonna get rid of the Motor City Madman and give us back Ozzy. Okay. I'm with it. Listen, man, to each his own, man. I'm not here to pass judgment. I'm just here to ask the question. That's all. I think Trevor's been mulling it over for a little bit, and I feel like he's definitely got his wheels. His wheels have been spinning the whole time, and I feel like he's got an answer.
Yeah,
I was just waiting to hear what Tyler said. I wasn't even thinking of one. Fuck. I didn't know we both had to answer.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
Neil Young's not dead, so we still have him, right? Correct?
Yeah.
He's not dead yet. Okay.
Bring back, I don't know, Prince or David Bowie.
Oh, I love that you said Prince. That's my guy, man. I'm looking at a collage that I made of Prince right now, man, where I just cut up pictures of him and just made it like a frame. I love Prince, man. I'm a metal guy and a rock guy, man, but all my rock and metal favorites are here, but Prince is just kind of above everybody for me. Yeah, I love that choice, man. I love that choice, man. God, give us back Prince and I. Well, we haven't decided who we're getting rid of yet, though.
Oh, man.
You got to sacrifice somebody up here, Trevor. That's the hard part. It's give and take.
Okay.
I mean, we don't just get to just automatically get the fucking great fucking Prince back, for God's sakes. We got to cough somebody up.
Who are we going to cough up? I don't know.
I'm still reeling from Ted Nugent over there, man.
I know, it's brutal.
I feel like there's some kind of a hidden agenda, and you are going to have to explain yourself after Trevor gives a name here, man, because I do want to hear more about this this animosity towards Ted Nugent. But
just take me, fuck it.
Who?
Me.
You? We can't give up you for Prince, for God's sakes. Then fucking Tyler doesn't have a lead singer anymore.
It's worth it.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, I don't know. That's.
I mean, would it be safe to say that we could give up somebody like Bieber?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bono?
Bono?
Yeah. Or do we want to keep Bono? I don't know. I'm just throwing out names. I don't know, man. I mean, hey, you got to remember a couple years ago, man, they did fucking force feed their album on us. Remember, it ended up on everybody's.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, we weren't even asked. Listen. I wasn't propositioned with "Do I Want the New U2 album?" It was just there. That's very presumptuous.
Crazy.
That's very presumptuous, and I feel like Bono had a hand in that a little bit. Maybe the label did too, or whatever, man. But how dare Bono?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just happy that we're getting Prince back, though. I'm super happy that you said Prince, man. I almost don't even care who we're trading for, man, because in my mind, anybody could go to get back fucking Prince. Now, explain yourself on the Ted Nugent there, Tyler. I mean, why this deep-rooted animosity towards the mighty Ted Nugent? Is it how abrasive he is? Is it his political stances? Is it his love for shooting animals?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I just don't like him.
He just rubs you the wrong way.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I think he's good at guitar playing. I
Yeah.
think he's done some really good songs, but I think for Ozzy to come back, that's a fair trade.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
I'm not knocking it. If I was the GM, I'd sign off on it. I mean, I don't have any animosity, personal animosity towards Ted Nugent. You know what I mean? Like whether he exists or he doesn't exist, I wouldn't say I'm an avid fan or a listener of his music. It was just an odd choice. It kind of came out of left field because I'm figuring you as a guy who plays, harder rock music, I would figure, oh, he's going to name off some fucking bubblegum pop star that we can do without. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then suddenly you
I
throw out.
that would be the easier choice, though. Just like, it would be like Bieber or like Selena Gomez or Taylor Swift. Like these are all like easy picks.
Yeah. I agree with you. Now, and again, the internet is timeless or whatever. And I don't know if you guys are big sports fans or whatever, but any Super Bowl predictions, given the fact that we are doing this interview on Super Bowl Sunday. And I usually have these interviews up pretty quickly, usually a day or two turnaround. So this will probably be up maybe even later today, depending on how ambitious I am today, man. But I usually get these up pretty quick, man. So, this is not something that will be on like weeks from now. So do you have a Super Bowl prediction? Or do you guys just not even give a fuck?
I don't care, but I'll say Patriots.
Okay. I kind of am pulling for Seattle only just because they haven't been in a lot of Super Bowls, and I really love a lot of the music that came from Seattle. I'm just rooting for them as a town. You know what I mean? A lot of my favorite bands have come from there. I'm a huge Alice in Chains fan. Huge fan of Mark Lanigan, Screaming Trees. And obviously they gave us the grunge sound. Spawned some great bands. Soundgarden. I don't need to tell you guys. Nirvana. Just a great town with a great. I guess I'm basing my Super Bowl pick ultimately on the great music that's come out of Seattle, not so much the actual, my love for the team or anything. Now, before I let you guys out of here, and that was really brutal, man. I can't believe that we're offing fucking Ted Nugent to bring Ozzy back, man. But I love it, though. I think the last time I pulled that question out, man, I don't even remember when I pulled that question out last. It's been a minute since I've dusted that one off, man. I pulled it out just because I thought you guys would, judging by the music, would have a little bit of angst, and I thought I'm eager to see what these guys are going to say, but I love the fact that you brought back Prince. I almost don't even care who we're getting rid of, man. Anybody. Prince is one of those guys where we could give up 2 or 3 guys. You see those trades sometimes where it's like a 3-1 type deal. I feel like we could package together a lot of useless rock stars, man, to get back Prince. You know what I mean? Like you could throw all those names that you just said. Here, take Selena Gomez, and we'll throw in a Justin Bieber, and we'll throw in a whoever the fuck this guy is playing the Super Bowl halftime today. Bad Bunny. You can have him. Take him.
Exactly.
Hey, listen, I'm going to be tuning in, and I will say this, man, with the utmost confidence. I will be tuning into the alternate halftime show today, which will be shown on YouTube, which is going to be hosted by Kid Rock. Obviously a polarizing guy. Not saying I'm a huge fan of his music or whatever, man, but I love the fact that he seems to understand what our halftime show should be. It's about rock and football and the blue collar ethos of America. I mean, for fuck's sake, man, we've gotten away from. If I'm a football player and I'm back in the locker room and I'm ready to run back out for the second half and I'm going to smash some people, I want to hear out there rumbling in the stadium some rock. You know what I mean? That's what I want to come running out of the tunnel to. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be Bad Bunny.
I agree.
That doesn't get my blood pumping, man. I would rather hear come running out to AC/DC's Highway to Hell. Or how come those guys aren't playing the halftime show or anybody, man? I mean, I feel like rock music and football should go hand in hand. It should never be a pop artist at all. Outside of Prince, who did put on one of the most legendary halftime shows of all time, man.
That was the best halftime show.
The best halftime show. Thank you. Yeah, it absolutely was. I mean, he plays Purple Rain and it literally starts to fucking rain. I mean, that's why Prince is the guy. Yeah, he can command the weather, for fuck's sake. I mean, that's what kind of artist he was. So before I let you guys out of here, man, if people want to tap into Cigar Club, find out the 411 on everything you guys are doing, where's the best place? I know we talked about social media being important.
Yeah. You can follow our Instagram. We post a lot of stuff there.
Okay.
It's CIGR.club.
Okay. But you guys also have a website, though, correct?
We have a website. Yeah. So you can go to our website, cigarclubband.com. And when we have all the links there, everything is there. You could go to our merch shop. Our tour dates are there. All the links to every platform is there. And when the new album drops, and we'll be doing a pre-sale soon, that will be the place to go to access all that stuff.
Okay. And the album drops April 18th, and it's titled, what's the title of the album?
Volume 2.
Okay. And is it a pain in the ass when you got to name the new project? You guys have a bunch of names and have to put that to a vote too?
I think Trevor came up with this one this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you taking credit for Volume 2, Trevor?
Yeah, I don't know. Me and Dan was kind of a team effort.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So on the social media, on the webpage, people can find out where you guys are playing. And when this album comes out, will you guys be coming stateside? Will you guys be doing shows down here?
Maybe. It's not really in the books right now.
It's hard. I get it. It's hard.
But I think like we do want to eventually go there. It's just so we got to break into that market, and right now
it's not easy.
Right now is not the time for us. But I do like a lot of bands that I love come out of the States. So, and there's a lot of good stuff happening there in terms of the music scene. So, when the time comes, we'll be there, and hopefully, we would have grown a little bit of fan base there and start playing some shows.
Yeah. Listen, man, I appreciate both of you guys being on here, man. Really, it was a lot of fun chopping it up with you guys, man. I appreciate it. And when I put the episode up, I'll send you guys the link so you can, share it around, whatever.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, stay in touch, man. We'll definitely do this again, man. I'm a fan, dude. I love what you guys are doing, man. So keep up the good work, man.
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, my pleasure, man. Good talking to both of you guys.
You too.
Yep. Later, guys.
See ya.
And there they go, folks. The boys from Cigar Club. That was Tyler Booth, the drummer, and Trevor Coughlin, vocalist and guitar player. And I would urge you guys, as you know that I always do, your boy Reckless Rexx never tries to steer you guys wrong. I'm enjoying what I'm hearing of this band. Cigar Club is the name of the band. They are based in Toronto. Their new album will be dropping, as we said, April 18th. It is entitled Volume 2. That's Volume Dos for my Spanish-speaking audience out there. Go out and check it out. If you want to check out what the boys are doing, go to their social media sites. Again, this is where I'll give you my little soapbox of being a good fan. If you like what the boys are doing, go to their website, get on the mailing list, sign up for a newsletter, cop some merch, get out to a live show. I know the boys are pretty much based in Canada right now, but if you can get to a show, if the physical product is your thing, go cop the album. Be all about it, man. These are young guys out there grinding, hustling for the love and the passion of music. So if you like what you hear, and I know I say it all the time, be a good fan and go out and show some love, show some support. These guys are grinding out there, playing the clubs, touring around in a van, doing it the old school way, man, growing as a band together. And, they need support just like everybody does, man, in this music industry. It's become very cutthroat. It's become very dog eat dog. It is not easy to make it nowadays. Anybody that is in it truly is in it for the love and the passion. And I think if you guys give this band, Cigar Club, a listen, you will like what they do. There are elements of it that are very heavy. There are elements that are psychedelic. There's a lot of bluesy elements to it, but yet there are some very introspective songs, some very, for lack of a better term, and I know I use some terms there, some songs that are very, there's a lot of vulnerability. They're quite seductive, slower tempos. So just downright beautiful songs. I would agree with Tyler in the assessment that they are leaning towards alt rock. There is a part of their sound that is very reminiscent of what bands were doing back in the 90s, that classic 90s, alt rock sound, heavy, fuzzy, distorted, bluesy, just great music. And take it from your boy, Reckless Rexx. When I give you a recommendation, you guys know you can take it to the fucking bank. And I think you can with these guys too, man. Cigar Club, go out and check them out. Their first full length came out in 2021. It was called Day Now. And last year they put out a live recording, live at the Monarch, a live EP. And they will be dropping, as I said, April 18th, their new EP, Volume 2, which I got a sneak preview of, courtesy of Tyler, and it's pretty fucking good. So I would urge you guys, keep your eye on these boys. They're going to make some noise and hopefully blow up and be, a huge rock band. I mean, I think that's what all young rock bands are aspiring to be. And as I said, it's not an easy time to make it as a musician nowadays. Streaming and technology has really cut off a lot of artists at the knees. Unless you were a legend and you were selling albums way back when, and you've been able to, keep your following and keep your audience. But it's not easy for bands that are starting out nowadays. So if you like what you hear and you go check out Cigar Club, as I said, be a good fan and go be supportive. So I appreciate the fellas, Tyler Booth, Trevor Coughlin from Cigar Club, for joining me today. Really appreciate them. And now, as you know, if you have a podcast, you have to pimp it. So now I got to go into my obligatory promotional spiel. The pimp hand is feeling very strong today. There it is. Let's give it a go. Make sure to tap into PodScum on Facebook. Our handle is Off the Couch Boxing and PodScum. Don't be confused. I got 2 shows. You can get the 411 on both of them on that Facebook. Again, the handle Off the Couch Boxing and PodScum. Same on Instagram. Same handle. I've dumbed it down for you guys and for me. Listen, I need things dumbed down too. The mind isn't what it used to be. A few brain cells may have been burnt along the way. Didn't survive. So Off the Couch Boxing and PodScum, that's our handle on Instagram as well. And of course, if you're watching here right now on our YouTube channel, this is where you really need to be. I love Instagram. I love Facebook. They're great promotional tools. And I put a lot of fun stuff up there and promote the podcast. But if you want to watch and listen to the entire conversation, the full episode, this is where you need to be. So if you are here, please like, please subscribe, and most importantly, and do not gloss over this step, make sure to find that notification bell in the upper regions of your screen and smash it, as the kids say these days. Don't destroy your technological device. So take smash with a grain of salt, but just engage that button so you will be in the loop and privy to when new content drops. You know how we roll here. We bring you something new every single week. Sometimes it's one episode. Well, it's always going to be at least one episode. Sometimes it's multiple. If we've had a fruitful week and I've been able to run down a lot of interviews and get a lot of content, I will roll it out to you guys. I'm a fan. You know that. I love doing the interviews. I'm even more excited to unveil them to you guys to enjoy. So we don't sit on content here. We get it out to you guys ASAP. So as soon as it's done, man, within a day or two, it's getting rolled out to you guys to watch and listen to. So I appreciate the viewers. I appreciate the subscribers. Of course, at the end of the day, could not do this without the guests. I mean, even though I am the son of glam, the offspring of the great Diamond David Lee Roth, and it is a treat and a pleasure to get the chance to feast your eyes on me for an entire episode. I know that's not why you're here, and you're really here for these amazing episodes that we do with these incredibly talented folks. And so I couldn't do this without them. So I appreciate them. Specifically today, Tyler Booth and Trevor Coughlin of Canadian rock band Cigar Club. Go check them out. And until we get together and we do this thing again, this is your boy, Reckless Rex, reminding you all to take it easy and keep it sleazy.